Hello students, this is Mr. Boyd. Welcome to today's lesson. Today we're going to tackle the subject of rate of change and slope, which actually means the same thing. So I'd like for you to go ahead and head your paper, put your name on there. Today's date happens to be January 24th, 2022. And this one is going to be for fourth or fifth period. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So what is rate of change? Rate of change is a ratio of rise to run. Hello students, this is Mr. Boyd. Welcome to another lesson. Today's lesson is going to be on rate of change and slope. So in today's lesson, we want to tackle what is rate of change and how do we find rate of change. So to begin with, let's define some variable or some terms here. So a rate of change is a ratio of how one variable changes in relation to another. Okay? On a linear graph, this is called the slope of a line. Slope is written as a ratio of vertical change. Vertical change is called the rise to the horizontal change, which is called the run. This remains on a straight line. Slope remains constant for any 2 points on the same line. Slope is written as a fraction in simplest terms. What does that mean? It means we're going to reduce those fractions to lowest terms. The variable for slope is the letter m. Okay? So there are different types of slope. There are actually 4 different types of slope. The first slope is positive, and positive rises from left to right. So conversely, a negative slope would go down from left to right. A zero slope is actually somewhere in between, which is a flat line, does not rise. And there's also an undefined slope, undefined. And the undefined slope is just a vertical line, goes straight up and down. Okay, so let's look at how do we find the slope of a line. So we want to, first of all, determine, is this a positive slope or a negative slope? Well, we can see this is rising from left to right. So this is going to be a positive slope. We also know that slope is written as a fraction. So we'll go ahead and put our fraction bar there. And then the next thing we need to do is count, draw our slope triangle, and let's count how much rise and how much run. So on this one, I can see that I rise 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces. Rise goes on the top, and I run 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces. Run goes on the bottom. So my slope here would be a positive 4/5. Okay. So for number 2, I would like for you guys to try number 2. Okay, so let's see how you did. Go ahead and draw my triangle. Okay, I can see that this is a positive slope. It's rising 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 places. I see that it runs 1, 2, 3 places. So I've got a rise of 6 and a run of 3. I'll go ahead and simplify that. 6 divided by 3 is 2. So my slope is 2. Next, let's take a look at number 3. So on this one, I can see that the slope is a negative slope because it's going downhill from left to right. Go ahead and put my fraction bar there. Draw my slope triangle. Okay, so I go 2 spaces down. Down would be negative. And I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spaces to the right. So that would be a negative 2 over 6. Now I'm going to simplify that by dividing both the numerator and denominator by 2. And that's going to give me a slope of negative 1 over 3. Okay, I'd like for you guys to go ahead and try number 4. Okay, guys, I'm going to draw my triangle, just like all the others. In doing so, I notice that this is a negative slope. Okay, so now I'm going to count how much rise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I go down 7 spaces. And I go right 1, 2, 3, 4. This can't be simplified. And we do want to leave this as a fraction, not change it to a mixed number. So the slope of this line would be negative 7/4. Okay, guys, that concludes this video. Hope you found this helpful.